Most players take about 21 hours to hit Lord, playing mostly a mix of ranked and quick play. But could you do it faster? Could I beat that while playing Black Widow and only playing Doom matches? 212 matches, 17 hours, 8 minutes and 11 seconds later. Let's get straight into it. No warm up, no tutorials, no nothing. I didn't know what to expect my first time playing Black Widow, and oh boy, I was in for a wild ride. Picture this, me sitting there, mouse in hand, ready to dominate. I mean, how hard could it be, right? Queuing up for my first Doom match, starting at 30 proficiency, and I'm feeling pretty good about myself. Black Widow might have a bad reputation, but I'm pretty confident in my aim, and I genuinely thought I got this in the bag. I did not. Reality hit me like it was a truck and I was an isekai protagonist. As soon as the match starts, I'm fumbling around like a fish out of water. My shots are going everywhere except where I want them to go, and the pressure I already put on myself only increased the more I missed. What was I thinking? I was playing the statistically worst character in the game. Talk about setting myself up for failure, right? In the beginning, every match was a struggle. I'd try to snipe, but I was so terrible I might as well have been throwing marshmallows at them. Then I'd try to get up close, and well, let's just say I spent more time respawning than actually playing the game. But you know what's really fun? Trying to use Black Widow's ultimate ability when you have no idea what it really does. I kept holding on to it, thinking it wouldn't be more than a minor inconvenience for my enemies. Oh no, a slightly slower walk speed. Whatever shall we do? By the end of the first few games, I was ready to give up. I checked my progress towards Lord Proficiency, hoping for at least some good news. And there it was, in all of its glory. A whopping 360 points. 360. At this rate, I'd reach Lord way after the deadline. It was pretty clear to me that I needed to change something. My current strategy of trying to rely on my mechanics clearly wasn't cutting it. But here's the thing, I wasn't ready to go up just yet. There had to be some way to make Widow work, right? Some secret technique I was missing, or something. Just when I was about to write off Black Widow, I decided to take a break and tune into a Flat stream. And as I watched, I noticed Flat's duo at the time was someone named Felix. And out of curiosity, I went to check out his stream. I had stumbled upon a one above all Widow player. And that's when I realized something important. I was no longer playing a tactical FPS. As someone who came from tactical FPS, such as Valorant and CSGO, sniping to me was all about holding angles and letting enemies walk into my crosshair and just clicking. But Marvel Rivals as a hero shooter is way different, as almost no character in the game has a one-shot ability. So the tactical FPS style of sniping is less than ideal. Felix seemed to naturally do things I had never thought of, almost flying around the map like Spider-Man. Was this really the same character that I had been playing? Felix's playstyle was nothing like what I had been doing. He was constantly on the move, using Black Widow's mobility to create new angles on the fly. He wasn't just standing around and camping, he was all about using the map and Widow's mobility to his advantage. Abusing the fact that unlike in tactical FPS games, you're still accurate while moving. I couldn't help but compare Felix's approach to what I had been doing. It was like night and day. While I was taking cover and waiting, Felix was actively creating opportunities. He'd swing into a fight and take someone out, cause chaos and create another opening before the enemy knew what hit them. The more I watched, the more I realized I'd been playing Black Widow all wrong. I'd been trying to force Black Widow into this passive, long-range role, when her real strength was in being unpredictable and aggressive. No wonder I'd been struggling so much. I'd been playing her completely backwards. And at that moment, I made a decision. No more hiding in corners, no more running away from fights. I was going to channel my inner Felix and become the Black Widow menace I had set out to be. Time to put my newfound Black Widow wisdom to the test. I dove back into the chaos, knowing that I needed to fight my every tactical FPS instinct. Jumping back into Doom matches with renewed energy, I felt motivated. But playing like Felix, way harder than it looks. I'm nothing if not stubborn. I kept at it, trying to copy Felix's movement style and find new ways to take angles. And all of a sudden, I had reached Captain. As I was grinding, I kept track of my stats in a spreadsheet. At first, it was kind of depressing. My damage output was wet noodle territory. And my eliminations, well, I got really used to watching replays. But slowly, the numbers started to get better. By the time I'd reached Centurion, I actually started to feel like a threat. I was using Black Widow's high mobility to move around the map and catch enemies off guard. My aim had started to improve too, slowly adapting to this new way of fighting, more headshots and fewer walls. That's a good sign, right? Then came a moment I'll never forget. I ended up in a close quarters fight using Edge Dancer to push them away and grappling them in. When I suddenly had a realization that maybe instead of waiting for the gun to be ready to fire, I could use my ultimate ability and cut down the downtime. And it worked. It wasn't all sunshine and rainbows though. I hit plateaus, I felt stuck. That's when I reminded myself that I was so close to my goal. Reaching Lord. And you know what? It worked. With each game, I felt like I was unlocking Black Widow's true potential. I wasn't just running in and hoping anymore. I had strategies, I read the map and predicted enemy movements. I was, dare I say it, good? It only took 212 Doom matches with an average game time of 4 minutes and 51 seconds, but finally, after 17 hours, 8 minutes and 11 seconds of pure Doom match madness, we've finally hit Lord Proficiency on Black Widow. This might have originally started as a silly experiment, just to see how fast I could get Lord, only playing Doom matches. But along the way, I ended up learning so many new things, not only about Marvel Rivals, but also about my approach to improving. It's kind of crazy, but Black Widow ended up being more like Spider-Man than I had originally thought. Once I started to put some time in and figure her out, I actually started to feel like a menace on the server. And who knows, there might still be other underrated gems out there. The real takeaway from all this? While mastering Black Widow, I unlocked a new hatred for Winter Soldier. There is on average 1.3 Winter Soldiers per Doom match. The intense PTSD I have from hearing again is indescribable!